you're gonna get punished for always being late.
No. It couldn't be
And
helped.
you want to know what it is?
What?
You know those like audio synthesizers that can like alter voices and stuff?
Yeah.
Like, audio editing software. I'm gonna take my censored clips, alter the voice so it sounds like you, and post
You ruined me.
Fiend for always being late.
AI is too powerful. You're gonna deep fake me into cancellation.
Has to be done. Listen, otherwise you'll keep being late.
No.
I'll get one of my terrible censored clips.
No.
Some of them aren't that bad. Maybe last week's one we'll use. That one, just send you back to the Stone Age on that one.
I gotta go raise yaks on my yak farm in the mountains.
I couldn't even leave in a little bit of lead up, so like you can sometimes maybe figure it out if you're really listening. Had to censor the whole thing entirely.
Forbidden.
It's gonna be you though.
You're flying.
I have the original audio.
Oh, you kept it.
I
just
did.
for this.
I had to. That's right. Just for punishment, just security's sake. Welcome back, everybody, to You're Ridiculous. This is episode 115.
Whoa!
Woo! My name is Luke, one of your hosts. With me, as always, you're the host, Wolf.
That's me.
There's a little musical spin on that one.
We love musicals around
For
here.
the audience. That's right, a treat. We love musicals. They're great.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Last week, I thought you said no musicals.
No.
Last week, we talked about the spring anime for 2024 that we're excited for.
We sure did.
I had a couple, and you had a million.
As always. An anime connoisseur.
That's right. Even the bad ones. Although my list might have had some stinkers. We'll find out.
Oh, yeah. Next season.
We'll see. Yeah. We'll see how the reviews go. This week, though, we decided to cover Amazon Prime's Fallout show.
Yeah.
Who makes this game? Bethesda?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bethesda.
Yeah, it does. They do. Bethesda Studios, Fallout, Amazon Prime picked it up as a new adaptation for a video game.
Yeah, I didn't even know this was coming.
Or a video game adaptation. What's that?
I didn't even know this was coming. It just
Uh,
dropped one day and it was here, and all the Fallout fans were
Yeah.
kissing themselves.
in a good way or bad?
Both.
That's fair. We'll get right into it. So? Most people probably know what Fallout is, but what's a quick rundown? Or can you even give a quick rundown?
I'll certainly try. Fallout.
Okay, if you miss anything, I'll supplement it.
Fallout is a game set in the post-apocalypse after the nukes dropped, where world ended, and there's a bunch of people who live in vaults, but then there's also people who don't live in vaults who are doing just fine, and you play as some guy, I think.
You play as a guy.
Yeah, some guy.
It's just a dude. As far
It's
as
you.
I
I
know.
think it's an RPG, so it's just you.
It is you, but yeah, you're not some like specific person.
And you make decisions,
you're the guy.
you go through the wasteland and do things.
Yeah, it's a quest-based game. Each of them have their own sort of narrative storyline that you're fulfilling out, and you try to survive, try to get new armor, new weapons, try to survive nuclear fallout.
Radiation.
Do you say nuclear or nuclear?
Nuclear. Nuclear.
You say nuclear?
Yeah.
I think I normally say nuclear.
Your ears are better than mine.
Well, I'm not saying. I think it's like tomato.
You're just saying the same word twice.
Oh, really? Okay. Well, I'm sure other people will. Okay. Well, it's where. Excuse me. It's where you put the stress on the
Nuclear.
On the vowels. Nuclear or nuclear? Yeah, one is like nuclear and one is
Nuclear.
nuclear basically. But anyways, it's enough derailing. The show is set in the world of the game.
Yes.
But it's not related to the main storyline events of like any of the Fallout games.
I don't think
It's
so.
all that's confirmed.
Ah.
We thought so, but I confirmed it just to be sure.
I see.
It's not related to any of the main storyline games. That doesn't mean there's obviously not some. There's quite a few Easter eggs, quite a few lore bits. I'm sure there's other characters that people are familiar with in the game, references, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
But this was a new storyline created by the showrunners.
Oh, and they did a good job.
Well, let's get right into it. What are your initial thoughts?
I thought it was pretty solid. You were telling me
before we break each down.
You were telling me people were like, first half is mid. I've watched all of it, and I think you're all insane.
Yeah. So I had mentioned to Wolf that I'm like, hey, let's watch this Fallout show. It's a popular game. It's supposed to be good. The only thing is, I heard that the first about 4 episodes, there's 8 episodes total, first 4 are slow, and some people have said they're mid. But definitely the first four episodes were highlighted as being slow.
Yeah. And
then the ending 4 were highlighted as pretty fast paced and really, really good. So the overall thought was, if you could get through that first half of the show, you're rewarded in the second half. Now you immediately challenged that idea.
First episode.
Right. First episode, you're like, what the fuck are they smoking? You liked it.
I did. Let me tell you guys a little something. It's called setup and payoff. You can't have the payoff, which was the last 4 episodes, without the setup. It doesn't make one better than the other. They coexist. Nothing in the second half would have mattered without the first half.
Absolutely true.
Drives me nuts. Everyone.
That... I didn't even think that the first 4 of the setup was slow.
Yeah, there was always something happening.
Right? And like, yeah, maybe it wasn't like the entire show is not super action packed.
Yeah, no.
But neither is the game.
Yeah.
The game is it has its moments. Like you can just, run into the wasteland and shoot up a bunch of ghouls and everything like that. But like then there's tons of story bits and cutscenes that you have to just talk to people and be a normal fucking human.
Yeah. It's definitely more of an adventure than an action.
Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely. And the game showed it that. Like, it has its action moments, but it's not like an action game. Or an action show.
Yeah.
And maybe the people that said it's mid or slow wanted an action show. But like you can't complain for something that's not what it is.
Yeah.
Right? or not what it's supposed to be. If it's advertising as an action game and doesn't deliver, that's one thing. But this was not advertised as an action show.
Not at all. And, I think it's really, on a technical level, it's really impressive that they had these 3 storylines, because they tried to do it with Rings of Power. And they kind of fumbled it, in which one of the stories was not all that relevant, while the other 2 were. All 3 were relevant, all 3 were, engaging. And then they all coalesced perfectly.
What did you think in Rings of Power wasn't?
I think it was important, but it felt like it took a backseat. But the dwarves, not the dwarves. What are the other short people?
Hobbit.
Hobbits.
Yeah. The pre-Hobbit hobbits.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah. Anyways, back on track. Fair point. Yeah, I agree though. I think they ran these 3 plot lines really, really well. The primary characters, we have Lucy McLean.
Yeah.
She's the Vault Dweller from Vault 33. She's the daughter of the Overseer, which is just the person in charge. Then we have Maximus, Aspirant Maximus. He is an aspirant, which is just like a grunt soldier.
Yeah, they're the training to be squire, effectively.
Yeah. And the Brotherhood of Steel, which is like a cult, not cult, but military.
It's a little culty.
It's a little culty, a military group that thinks they can do the thing, like acting as the government, basically. Trying to. And then we have the ghoul, also known as Cooper Howard, and he's sort of the rogue character of the show.
Yeah.
And they like Wolf said, they ran all 3 of these well. I agree with you 100% that each one felt distinct, but they all overlapped and interwove really well. It was really, really well done, I thought. You got tidbits about each one from other veins of the story. Like there was you quickly find out that the ghoul knows Lucy.
Yeah, indirectly.
Right? Like indirectly, right? Episode 4 or something, she says that she's a McLean. And it's pretty obvious that the ghoul knows a McLean.
Yeah.
How many more McLeans are there other than her dad? So you can piece that together. It's not fucking Norm who's trapped in the vault.
Yeah, it looks just like her mom, which they keep reiterating.
True, they do that. Stole that one from Harry Potter. Do you want to dive right into the character plots?
Yeah. Let's start with our girl Lucy.
All right. Lucy McLean.
Lucy McLean. She lives in Vault 31. 33.
Her dad is from 31.
And she's been fucking her cousin for the last however many years, but she's ready to start procreating, so she needs a husband. That's not related to her.
That's right. Someone outside of the family.
And so she makes a request to be assigned a husband from Vault 32, and that's exactly what she gets. But it's a trick. Something happened to Vault 32. Right. And the Raiders got in, and then the Raiders got into Vault 31 and fucked shit up. And then they took her dad. And now her whole thing is finding her dad. She goes out into the wasteland, and she's I like her. She's funny. She's amusing greatly.
Oh yeah, she's very, very funny. well written character. She has a very spunky attitude, but she's also incredibly naive. Because obviously she's lived in the vault her whole life. Yeah. She has no idea what the outside world's like. They call them surface dwellers and vaulties.
Yeah.
No idea what the wasteland is like. Has a whole different perspective on what to expect. Because this particular vault, every vault has its own sort of assignment or experiment, basically.
Yeah, it's like...
And this one... Oh, go ahead.
It's like... Majority of the vaults have an experiment going on, and there's a small percent of which they're just normal, actually safe house vaults.
Which are mostly for the very higher ups that either work high-level vault tech or have paid for these spots.
Yeah.
This one, seemingly pretty normal. Other ones, very fucked up. Many of them, it didn't really go into it, this show. We later on see one other sort of vault and what's going on there or what went on there. But if you want to know more about the vault lore, look it up because there's some fucked up ones for sure. Well, they actually episode 8 kind of go into it. They talk a little bit about it, right? When they're the flashback with Cooper Howard and his wife.
She's pitching the vaults to the other world
and then all
leaders.
The big shots. Yeah. All the big shots are well, we could do this and all this and. Coop is horrified. We'll get into that. Yeah, this one's pretty normal. We later find out that it's sort of a staging ground for more Vault Tech personnel.
Yeah.
Is basically what it is.
They're holding out until the world actually ends, because it still hasn't, technically. There's still people out on the surface fighting.
Right, they basically want everyone on the surface to die. Which will eventually happen. That was one of my favorite reveals. I guess that's sort of more in line with the ghoul.
A little bit, but it's all right. Lucy adjacent.
Yeah. Lucy
and
adjacent.
Rico.
That was Rico.
Yeah, Lucy's brother.
Norm.
I never learned his real name. I just know him as the kid from Hannah Montana.
Yeah, Rico is... Did you know right away, or did you know after I told you?
I knew right away. I was like, hey, that's Rico.
Okay. Yeah, it is. It is Rico. Moises Arias is the actor's name.
I see.
Rico from Hannah Montana. Norm McLean is his name. Norm. He's like normal SpongeBob. Hi, I'm normal.
Yes.
Lucy ends up finding her dad through, a little bit before that. Gets sort of contracted into delivering an artifact to, funnily enough, the people that took her dad.
Yeah.
Goes through all the whole wasteland shit storyline of Southern California. Ends up finding Moldaver, who is the person that took her dad.
Yeah.
And Moldaver hinted, outright said she knows her mom because she looks just like her.
Yeah.
And delivers the head. Then finds out that her dad was is a Vault-Tec personnel from 250 years ago, and caused the burning of Shady Shores, the whole
New California.
city.
I'll tell you, I was as confused as Lucy as that was unfolding. I'm like, wait a minute, none of this tracks.
Did you get it by the end?
By the end, yeah. They were doing the flashbacks of like her mom out in the cornfield. Yeah. I'm like, and they're showing Maximus's. He's like explaining to her like, yeah, I was there when they dropped these bombs. I'm like, what do you mean you were there? Yeah. I'm like, are you 200 years old? Have they been lying about the 200 years thing? What's happening?
Yeah, but the dad got put in like cryostasis basically.
Yeah.
And then was taken out, then met the mom who was born in Vault 31 or 32.
Yeah.
Then the mom decided she wanted to go out and explore, went out and explored, decided she wanted to live out there and fix the world.
Yeah.
And then the dad's like, no, this is not according to plan. You're taking my kids away from me. We're not doing this. Goes fucking ballistic, nukes the whole town.
Yeah.
And then, takes the kids back into the vault, and sort of that's where we, he sets up life there.
Yeah. Continues on. Says she died in a famine. I guess technically she did.
Technically she did, although he conveniently left out the part where he fucking caused it. I was blown away at this. Like, normally I see shit coming. I didn't think the dad was doing this.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I was shook.
I thought the ghoul was just going to be like, he ate the mom during the famine to survive. No.
Yeah, something like not fucking going, dropping the bomb on a whole town.
Another one.
Or a whole city. Yeah, another one. Just doing it again.
Just cause.
Yeah, and then we see the dad in the cutscene with Coop Howard in the flashback.
Yeah.
Like, he gave him the autograph, like, the day that Coop finds out that his wife is basically supporting nuclear fallout and and not only supporting it, but orchestrating
it.
It.
For the chance to be in the right vault, just in case it happens naturally.
Right. That. What do you think about that, by the way?
That's insanity. I can sort of see where she's coming from, but like, it seems like the way they were headed, there weren't going to be any nukes dropped until they orchestrated it.
Yeah, it sort of had the vibes of like Cold War, where it's like, Russia versus the US. Everyone's like, oh, we got nukes. Oh, we got nukes. Nobody uses them. Then everything, de-escalates and we go back to normal, basically.
I suppose we know for sure that they didn't drop the nukes because we're here today.
Right. But in the game or in the show, they're like, how about we just drop the nukes on ourselves? Yeah. Like, rather than nuking somewhere else, what if we just nuke us?
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
We already built all these vaults. Might as well make it worth it.
Might as well test them out. And it's safe to say that Vault-Tec owns America.
Yeah.
Like, there is no democracy going on here.
Not even a little.
Like, people say that Vault-Tec is the most powerful company in America. It's like, no, Vault-Tec is America. Like, come on, let's not kid ourselves. How would you like rate this storyline, Lucy's storyline specifically, and I guess her dad's as well?
Yeah, solid 10 out of 10. A good written twist. Really good. She's like naive, but she's not stupid, and that's a good balance to have.
She has anime eyes.
She does. She's got really big eyes.
She's fucking massive eyes. Like, holy fuck. Also, people said that she was ugly.
What?
I'm like, she is far from ugly.
You guys are insane. Just because she didn't have a fat, juicy ass glistening in the wind. Oh, she's ugly
right,
now.
But she's like quite an attractive lady. Let's be clear. People are so cringe.
They don't know what they want.
People said she looks like a bug.
Oh, maybe people like. I like the big eyes, frankly.
I like the big eyes too. They work. Anyways, enough of the tomfoolery, people. Maximus, let's get Aspirant Maximus. Let's get right into him.
Aspirant Maximus. What a guy. The least qualified squire out there, yet they sent him out there anyways. I don't even think he knew what a squire was supposed to do, because he's just standing there.
I don't know how he got into the Brotherhood of Steel. Like, surely there's some sort of, like, fitness course you have to pass.
I think they just pick him up, because they seem to treat them as very disposable, the squires at least.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. These are low-level grunts.
They snatch him up. Here you go. Here's another one. Lost Shores, here's another one.
Yeah, when Max was, like, posing as Titus, is like, my squire's dead. He died honorably. And the guy on the radio is like, okay, we'll send you another one. He's like, no, there's no need. He's like, no, we got 1 million. We'll just send you one.
Take it.
Who cares? I'm giving it away. So,
go.
Oh, go ahead. Do you want to run through this? Okay. The storyline is that Maximus's friend, who I don't remember, gets set up to be the squire of Knight Titus. And a knight is basically a super soldier in the Power T60 armor. They go around doing deeds in the name of the Brotherhood, and supposedly all good things.
Yeah, supposedly.
And this one is that, allegedly, they're looking for the artifact, which is also how he ends up running into Lucy. The artifact is supposedly held by a man with a dog. And a few days into the adventure, or the mission, whatever you want to call it, Knight Titus gets attacked by a fucking radioactive bear.
Yeah.
And gets his ass beat because he's a coward.
Oh, yeah. Runs from
Maximus doesn't do anything to help because he's a coward.
In his defense, no armor. What's he going to do?
True. Well, I mean, one pistol shot seemed to kill the bear.
Fair.
So, he could have done that. Knight Titus dies from his wounds, and then Maximus lets him die as well. And takes over the armor.
Yeah.
And then, lives out the rest of the next week or whatever as Knight Titus.
Having a blast.
He runs into Lucy. He runs into the ghoul.
Fight.
They find they find the artifact, which ends up being the man who has something injected inside his head that they need to retrieve and either bring to Moldaver. Maximus wants to bring it back for the Brotherhood. Yada yada.
Yeah.
What did you think?
This one was nice. I think this one was like an interesting one. He's almost like the purveyor of all the shenanigans that ends up inconveniencing everyone. He interrupts the interaction between Ghoul and Lucy, which results in Lucy getting the head and getting away with the head. And then they lose the head to the Gulper, and he finds it in the Gulper and takes it even further.
He was a bit sort of the glue in this trifecta plotline.
He's got his own little side plot, how almost like the cycle of cycle of abusing power and such. He's like, oh, we kind of just treated you like shit because when I started, I was always treated like shit. So it's just kind of your turn.
Yeah, I will say, so much of Maximus's problems could have avoided by just saying something.
Oh yeah.
He was so quiet about all the interactions, about what actually happened with Knight Titus, that the lead knight in the Brotherhood said he killed him. It's like, well, technically no, a bear killed him.
Yeah, a bear did kill him. He just
right, and he could have. I didn't help him survive, but he killed him. He could have just said a bear killed him, and he just sat there and took it.
Yeah,
and it was so it's thing after thing about just him being quiet, and I hate this guy. I don't know what he wants. I don't know his motivation, other than he apparently wants to be in the Brotherhood of Steel. But he really doesn't act like he wants to be there. I was so confused.
He wants a place to be, and that's it. And the only place to be at the time was the Brotherhood.
He didn't work for it, though.
He did not.
He just let things happen to him.
Yeah, he didn't seem to know the rules. He didn't know how to identify a circuit board from a rotor. Even I know what a rotor is.
Wow. Maximus is an idiot.
Exactly.
I watched an IGN recap, a 10-minute recap of the show.
Yeah.
And they said Maximus was the most entertaining character.
What?
And I could not disagree more. Holy fuck. I was so bored in the first 4 episodes every time Maximus was on screen. I did not give a shit about this character. Yes, he got a bit better towards the end, but more so just because like all the plot points got more interesting.
Yeah.
Not so much that like he actually got that much better, but God, iGym is fucking stupid.
The most interesting guy. They just said that for brownie points because he's the black
That's
one.
right. He's the token black character. And then we move on to the ghoul, also known as Cooper Howard.
Yeah. The ghoul, he is a cowboy. He's an actor who plays a cowboy in a show. And his wife
Betty.
No,
not Betty.
No.
Betty's the assistant.
Oh, it is the assistant. His wife, unnamed.
I'll find out. Unnamed, I'll find out.
Works for Voltec. And through her, he ends up getting involved with them. And he doesn't really know what's going on. Barb.
Yeah, Barb Howard.
And his whole thing, he's looking, you don't know what he's trying to do. He's kind of just there as like a force of chaoticness.
He really is just like
some schmucks
incarnate.
dig him up and they're like, oh, help me steal this artifact. He's like, fuck you, no. I'll go steal it myself.
Right? Kills them all. He was he has this sort of tag used to be the best bounty hunter in the Wastelands.
Yeah.
So he has a reputation.
Been around since the start. He's a ghoul. Ghouls are like, they seem to be like people who were affected by the radiation and it did something cool instead of just killing them. And now they're tentatively immortal.
Is that what your understanding of ghouls are?
Yes.
Okay. I'll just read you like the wiki entry.
Okay.
Post-human, someone who has taken on so much radiation, either over a period of time or from the initial nuclear bomb during the Great War, that they managed to survive, but just barely. It's called ghoulification. And they have a zombie-like appearance.
I see.
And they eventually become feral or rabid if they don't ingest enough drugs of basically any kind to subvert the radiation poisoning. So that's why some of them you see on screen are like feral zombies and Coop is not.
Yeah.
Because that's the sort of that medication he's taking all the time. It's
pure
just
drugs.
It really is.
You know, his daughter's probably also a ghoul if you think about it.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's possible, though.
Because he was there with her. I don't know where the wife was.
Right, yeah. The flashback is when the bombs actually drop, he's on the horse taking Janie away. Barb isn't there, and it kind of sounds like she's out of the picture as well.
Yeah.
Right, that's what it seemed like. But at the end, he asks, what's his name? Hank? Is that the dad?
Yeah, Hank.
No. Hank?
Yeah.
Hank McLean? Yeah, Hank McLean. Where's my fucking family? So surely he has some reason to think that Barb and or Janie are alive.
Yeah, somewhere. At least, at the very least, Barb, because she went through all the trouble, getting to a good vault.
Yeah, and her whole reasoning was to protect Janie and Coop.
Yeah.
So I would assume that if Barb is alive, Janie's alive.
Yeah.
Or at least both in some sort of like
noseless
cryostasis, right? Well, I doubt they're ghouls.
Surely at least the child's a ghoul. She's right. She was right there.
She was, yeah. I don't know what's happening to her or what happened to her. But yeah, she could be a ghoul. But I mean, if you get enough drugs, it seems like being a ghoul isn't the worst thing.
Yeah, you're chilling. You're basically immortal.
Yeah. You're mostly immortal. Well, at least to like flesh wound sort of thing.
Like he got shot a couple times.
He got shot. He healed pretty quickly. Yeah. And he also like affixed a finger back onto itself.
Yeah. No, Lucy did that too.
Yeah, that's less about being a ghoul though, I guess. Although his was like much longer.
Yeah.
Whatever. Yeah, mostly immortal. The downside, they didn't really super go into this, but ghouls are not welcome in like wasteland areas.
Yeah.
Like anywhere civilization, they're really not sort of allowed that often. And in fact, there's an entire town, I think it's underground in a former vault, where ghouls go to live.
Oh.
And so it has its own name and everything. It's like something pretty extra.
Ghoul Town.
Yeah, but that's where if you end up becoming a ghoul, you kind of end up going to that city and living there.
Yeah. Nowhere else to go.
Yeah, but obviously Coop doesn't give a fuck. He'll do what he wants. I loved both storylines. The current, like the present day, the ghoul bounty hunter storyline, and Coop Howard's flashbacks. Every single time this guy was on screen, it was so entertainable.
Yeah.
Or entertaining. Entertaining. He was like the coolest bounty hunter doing all these crazy, like quick draw shots, shooting people up. He has all the knowledge of pre-Fallout. He has a lot of knowledge of post-Fallout, nuclear Fallout. He knows the wastelands. It was just so fun.
Yeah, he's a moneymaker. He can't be stopped.
He was, right, he is the bridge between these two characters, both in the sense that he knows the dad and he knows what the Brotherhood of Steel are doing, but also he is the before and the after.
Yeah.
Which is really good because we needed it. Maximus only knows what's going on the surface. Lucy only knows what's going on below, and they both have complete misconceptions about each other.
Yeah, and the world around him.
What happened? Right. Maximus doesn't even really know what happened before his current timeline that much. He knows a little bit, but the Brotherhood are trying to keep that quiet.
See, that's why I was so confused. She's like, when the bomb drops, and he's talking about like 10 years ago. The bombs that dropped on his time. Right.
Which was Shady Shores.
Yeah.
Which is also really cool.
Yeah.
Because there's that new tie-in between, or there's even further tie-in between Hank, Lucy, and Maximus now.
There's like this detail in his like flashbacks. They show it a couple times, and it like changes the like angle of the camera each time a little bit. So the first time you see it, almost he's like saluting the Brotherhood when he sees them. But then by the time they show it for the last time, you see he's just shielding his eyes from the sun. He's got no like pre-made respect for them. They didn't come to save him. They were just there.
Right. Yeah. It's just a matter of circumstance.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. Good catch. What did you think of Coop? Do you like him?
Oh, I love him. He's great. Real entertaining. He's what Lucy needed to stumble across, even if it costs her a finger. Because everyone she's encountered is being very patient towards her. Very, almost disproportionately nice. Especially Maximus. Because even he confesses, like, yeah, actually, I am kind of playing you. I'm not.
I mean, they were coddling him.
Yeah. And what's his face? Cooper, he's just like, no, fuck this. You're gonna learn.
You're gonna learn today.
You're gonna drink this radioactive water.
Right. It was no holds barred. It's like, you're gonna learn or you're gonna die.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not here to protect you. You're worth to me. You're not worth much. In fact, he tried to sell her.
He did.
She's not worth shit. He wants the head. He doesn't care how he gets it. I'm pretty sure the only reason she lived that long is because she said her last name.
Yeah. She was someone of note, not just some random vault dweller.
Like, once he got the head, obviously he needed to keep her alive a little bit because she knew where the head was. But after that, like, if he ever got the head, he was killing Lucy. No way.
Absolutely.
Right? Like, she's gone. She's a goner. Especially since she destroyed all his drugs.
Listen, he fumbled the Gulper plan.
He did. I was so confused, by the way, when he just like started poking it with the harpoon. Why didn't he just fucking blast it?
Right? Just blow it up. End it. Maybe he knows it's a person. But then again, he kills people left and right, so.
Also, yeah, why the fuck would he care? That, by the way, the axolotl gulper beast, not horrifying enough that it fucking has fingers in its mouth.
Right?
That we have to find out that it was a former person.
Yeah. Why are there fingers in them?
Horrifying. It probably like it was one person and then it got the mutation. Probably started eating people and like assimilating them.
Oh, you know what? You're so right. Even worse.
Awful. Hate it here.
It even got fingernails.
I know, it's terrible. I hated it so much. Truly terrifying. Way scarier than the bear.
Oh, absolutely. That was just
The
a bear.
bear was like, that was just a bear. They're Yaogwai in the game, and they're supposed to be like radioactive black bears.
They're like, in the game,
and
they
this
seem
was
to
just
be built like gorillas.
Yeah, and this one was just a big ass bear.
Naked.
Yeah. Oh man.
What did IGN have to say about the ghoul?
They said he was the least interesting one to watch. And they said his storylines, both of them, were flat.
They're out of their minds. What?
I was so baffled. Like, fine, if you think Maximus is fun to watch, that's your thing. You know, it's a matter of preference.
Yeah.
This one, though, how do you think this guy's boring? He's the most exciting character. Chaos ensues when he's on screen. And every flashback with him is more lore for himself, for Hank, for Moldaver, for all of what happened in Vault-Tec.
Yep.
It gives you so much detail. I was dumbfounded and frankly was so close, just like turning the video off.
They got a bias, clearly.
Oh my god. I could not believe it. We pretty much agreed with what IGN said about Lucy, that she's great.
Yeah.
But the other two opinions were like, what is going on?
Missed the mark.
Entirely.
If we had to keep that the least interesting side plot to anyone, it'd be that guy, the replacement squire.
Oh, Thaddeus.
Yeah.
He sounded like fucking Charlie Day from Always Sunny in Philadelphia. God, what? And he put dog meat in a cage.
In a freezer.
In a Coca-Cola or Nuka-Cola freezer.
The nerve.
Scumbag.
That's what he gets. That's how he got turned into a ghoul.
He did. Yeah, why the fuck would he trust that random guy?
See, it's that naive. See, Lucy's naive, but she's not stupid. He's naive, but he's stupid.
He's fucking stupid. Became a ghoul, and he's just like, oh yeah, my foot healed instantly. This is great.
That was totally normal. Well within the range of the doctors of this realm.
Right, just realm. Yeah. Also, it didn't really seem like. Obviously, it's very painful, and it didn't seem like he was gonna die from that foot. I'll be honest.
Sure, I think it's just like an infection type thing.
Maybe.
Like, it's obliterated. He's just walking on it.
Oh, yeah, it was a fucking stump, that's for sure. There was not much left. That was disgusting.
Yeah, I think he meant more. He wasn't going to make the walk over to that radio tower.
Mm. Okay.
Fall over and die because his foot hurts so much.
Also, I like that. He's like, Shady Shores, isn't that place like super radioactive? And the doc's like, you don't have to worry about that anymore.
Didn't even pick up
wow,
on it.
If that wasn't an indication that you're fucked, buddy. I hope it did get confirmed for season 2.
Oh, lit.
I don't know if you saw that, but yeah, we got confirmation. Really excited. I really want to know where Hank is going. Well, we kind of know where he's going. He's like going to Vault-Tec, but I really want to know what's going to happen with him.
Oh, yeah. Apparently, I didn't know this as it was like showing it on the show. Apparently, that's New Vegas, where he's headed.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense, actually.
I'm like, neat little town. Wonder where that is.
That makes a lot of sense. One of the best Fallout games is New Vegas, so it totally makes sense that Vault-Tec would stage their company there. If that's what it is, it could be something else.
Yeah, that's the one I have. I should play it.
You should.
I liked Fallout Shelter better.
Mobile game. Thoughts on, rating for Maximus' storyline and the Ghoul storyline.
For Maximus, I give him like a 8 out of 10.
Okay.
He's a lost character for like that first 4 episodes, and like that's intentional, but he is, lost. So he's just kind of meandering around with no real goal, except, not being killed for letting his knight die.
Right.
And then Cooper Howard / the Ghoul, 10 out of 10.
Yep. Maximus for me was a 6 out of 10 in the first half, and then an 8 out of 10 in the second half. So it kind of averages to a 7. Not my favorite, but he definitely got better as it went on, and the pieces were sort of interconnected.
His little buddy forcibly indoctrinating him into the Brotherhood for good. Like, he killed the leader.
Right.
He did it.
Right,
Go
right.
Maximus.
All hail Knight Maximus.
Like, I don't want this. Shut up.
Right. Cooper Howard, 12 out of 10, 15 out of 10. So good. I could watch an entire show about like the ghoul as a bounty hunter.
New spinoff series.
And like it's all own series. He's the main character. Fuck Lucy. Oh, you and fucking horny Lucy.
Listen, she started it. They're like in the room. They got captured, quote unquote, by the bull. And then she's like, oh, you smell nice. Oh, you want to have sex? Oh, totally. Let's go.
You want to use my cock?
Oh, you ready to make my cock explode now? What? What are you saying?
She's like, oh man, okie dokie. Her and her okie dokie.
You know, shit's about to get real when Lucy says okie dokie.
Right. Did not faze her that the guy just stripped naked in front of her.
She was ready.
Okie dokie. She was so ready. It's like, oh, it's not my cousin. Let's go.
Oh, man. Her cousin.
I was really expecting, by the way, for her to get like radiation poisoning after having sex with him.
I know, right? No, it was the water that did it.
It's true. She got owned by some gulp water.
I think what's his face? Norm. People are like saying, "Oh, he's gonna get in the cryo tube or whatever. He's gonna get trapped." I think he's gonna open all of them, just out of spite.
Oh yeah. My thought was like, just threaten to smash the brain and then it'll open.
Yeah.
Right. Like, maybe there's a chance that guy's not actually there, or like maybe it's all for show and it's not actually his brain.
Yeah.
But like, that would be my next step. Is like, open this door, I'll smash you to fucking bits. What are you gonna do? You can't even stick me with a syringe.
Missed. Goes like 2 miles per hour.
Yeah, opening them could be pretty cool though. I don't think he's gonna go. He's not gonna like go in his dad's chamber.
Oh no.
There's no way.
He's too smart for that. He didn't do
maybe
he didn't do all this. He's like, oh, I give up. Bye.
Right? Yeah. Right. Oh, was he the one that poisoned all the prisoners?
And I think that was Betty.
You think?
Because I think he wanted information from the prisoners.
It's actually, yeah. Well, he got information, so I guess it would make sense that he wouldn't want to kill them after that.
Yeah.
And then, so probably he got the information, and Betty found out that he's messing around. He's like, oh, better kill these fucks.
And then pinned it on the guard.
And Betty is the assistant to his wife.
Yeah.
Barb. Which I don't know if we got until the final episode.
Yeah, during that meeting. That big meeting.
I was like, shook. I'm like, oh my God, wait, we know Betty.
It all came around.
It always does. Yeah, it was really good. How do you rate the entire show?
Solid, like 10 out of 10. It opened up new strings. It didn't leave any strings hanging. And it did it in like a good amount of time. I will say episodes, what was it? 5 and 6, I think. It just felt like one really long episode. Like it ended because it was time to end it, but it just kept kind of going in the next one.
Yeah, that's fair. That's probably a little bit of a criticism, but mostly I thought they used the time well.
Yeah.
Really good show. Really, really fun. And another victory for a video game adaptation.
Oh, yeah. Curse.
We have Last of Us now, and we have Fallout.
Curse officially broken.
That's right. And apparently the Halo show is really good. I'm not watching it, but apparently
I forgot that was coming.
I know. Well, it's already. This is like season 2 or whatever.
Oh.
Yeah, apparently it's good, but I mean, we're not watching it, but apparently it's good. So that's another one. Notch in the belt.
Oh, there's the Knuckles show.
Check out Fallout if you haven't. The what?
The Knuckles show.
We don't talk about that.
Well, I hear it's good.
No. Anyways, moving on to Rain's question of the week. What do you have, Wolf?
What are your thoughts on reusable toilet paper?
It's an abomination.
Sick and wrong.
And so the idea is that like a washcloth, like a towel for your body, or like a hand towel or clothes, they all get dirty.
Yeah.
You wash them and then they're clean again.
Yeah.
And also true for reusable paper towels.
Yeah.
Those exist apparently. And so the idea is, well, why not just do the same thing with fucking reusable toilet paper? Now, what I have for you is you, whoever created it, belong in the deepest bowels of hell.
Oh, absolutely. What was going through your head? Let me tell you the real issue with this. Yeah, you can clean it, sure,
Okay.
but the thing is, the normal washing machine can't actually handle poop. So it's just building up in your washing machine's filter in your pipes, and it's just sitting there, tainting all your future clothes. Or if you take it to a laundromat, it's tainting everyone else's future clothes. Because it just sits there and gets stuck, and then everything's tainted with shit. Awful.
And there's no way people that use this are telling me that they hand wash these.
No fucking way.
No fucking way. I don't. Luckily, I don't know anybody that uses reusable toilet paper, and if I do, I'm kicking them out of my fucking life.
Absolutely. Listen, toilet paper is bad enough. We should be using bidets like the rest of the civilized world, but we don't.
True. Actually true, though.
So to make it worse,
100%.
it's reusable. It's not meant for wiping up shit because it's just a towel. Use paper towels to dry your hands. Maybe a spill on the counter. You don't use it to clean up solid waste, no matter what it is.
The idea that bidets are like the norm for them is like, oh, they're super fancy and everything. It's like, no, they're not.
They're not.
They just shoot water up your ass. What do you mean? How is this fancy?
The only time you can use reusable toilet paper is in conjunction with the bidet, because then you're just wiping water off your ass.
Yeah, then it makes sense. Then it's totally fine. Well, it's still like, I guess it's fine. I don't see any problem. Assuming the bidet
It's a good bidet.
completely clean. Right? Yeah, like assuming you have a reliable bidet, which most are. Then it's just water. Then it's no different than wiping your ass after you take a shower.
Yeah.
Like wiping the water, not actually like smearing shit on your towel.
Just to be clear.
Just to be clear. Just to be abundantly clear. Oh man, yeah, you're a freak if you use it. That's all I have to say.
Where did you even see this?
Unfortunately, on a TikTok.
Oh, of course.
I saw that this existed, and I'm like, this is so upsetting. I have to tell Wolf.
Exposed me to this filth.
Filth it is. All right, Wolf, take it away.
I'm Wolf, taking things away. Thank you for watching episode 115 of You're Ridiculous.
Woo!
If you like all that, be sure to hit the like, comment, and subscribe buttons, and be sure to hit the bell so you get notified of the next episode. If you like that, you can follow. Or no, if you're watching on a podcast website, try to hit the button and give us 5 stars to support the show. You can follow us across the internet, the main cast of ridiculous_cast on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. You can follow Lucas at 7 Angry Lost with an E. You can follow me at Rainbow Does without the W. Links in the description. We hope to see you guys all again next week, but until then, say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.